Hey, it's your professional sarcastic man and seeker of attention, Oz Chris, here with reviews, another team theme reviews of Go-Go Power Rangers number 16, Justice League number 15, The Black Order number 3, and Uncanny X-Men number 9. So we'll start off alphabetically by company. Go-Go Power Rangers, Boom Studios, B. So the end of this arc of everyone is wearing everyone else's clothes and they're kind of cool with it. I will say though, Black Ranger Billy looks cool. Pink Ranger Zach, it's all right. Zach in the comic is just like, this is cool, I dig it. And Kimberly looks, I don't know, oddly cute in as the Blue Ranger. Jason is the yellow. Still, he can pull it off. Trini, just from the cover, Trini just, I don't know, she looks hotter than usual. Weird, as a Red Ranger. So, starting off, we actually get a kind of a backstory on the previous Green Ranger before Tommy. So, Lorian, so over 10,000 years ago, Lorian uses the Dragon Coin and the Dragon Dagger to fight Rita, but because Lorian can't properly use the powers of the Green Ranger, it doesn't work. I like the fact it just looks like essentially it's just a normal Power Ranger because it doesn't have the green, it doesn't have the Dragon Shield on it, so it's just a standard Power Ranger. So I'm assuming like the whole Dragon Shield came into being because of Rita's influence. So from there, and Rita then gets betrayed, but just in time for the rest of the Rangers to arrive, and then they get all their, as shown on the cover, they get their powers swapped. Like I said, Zach is like, I look awesome. He doesn't care. He's like, dude, I can rock pink. Like it's no problem. And Billy's loving the fact that he's just he's now the Black Ranger as well. This is the greatest day of my life, he says as he's fighting all the aliens that using the Black Ranger's axe. So the Rangers are finally reunited, different colors, but they're finally reunited. They're able to stop at least one of the foes. It doesn't work. Rita escapes in the end. I would say this is just an awesome page of just them, and now it's just all of their weapons, forming it into the Power Blaster. I could just imagine it as if it was from the TV show. So they are able to stop at least one of them, but Rita escapes. The whole everyone getting ready to betray them actually turned out to be a lie. Babu was actually testing all of them to see who was actually loyal, because Rita is ready to create the Green Ranger. So it's getting very close to the Green with Evil story arc. So I'm hoping they don't revisit it. They just skip it. Because from what I've heard, they are going to time jump, because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers continues after Green with Evil. It deals with the aftermath of that. So time jump, it's going to have Zed, White Ranger. That's what I'm hearing. Hopefully. But I feel like first they're going to have to reintroduce the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers back, considering they go missing after the events of Shattered Grid. So we'll see how they deal with that. I presume they've gone missing from the events of Shattered Grid. We have no clue what's happening to them so far. So definitely another good issue of Go-Go Power Rangers. So on to Justice League, Battle of the Hawks, issue number 15. So while the Trinity deals with Starman going a bit cosmically explosive, the other Trinity of Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter fight off against Hawkgirl and Hawkman. Yes, somehow previous lives are now coming back. But with help from Martian Manhunter, they're actually able to trick them, and they go off to search for the Martian that Manhunter has been looking for, to get some proper answers of what's going on. So they go they managed to trick a group of Dominators and the guards to getting into the cells where Thanagarians keep some of their like most dangerous and powerful weapons, and they meet. However, they accidentally are cornered by Shaira and the Savage Hawkman, but Martian Manhunter is able to meet the last Martian. It kind of reveals what's going on, how Thanagar Prime is seemingly back to normal, how the Savage Hawkman from the New 52 can be alive, and all of that. So, and I will leave it there for you. So definitely another good issue. Art, as always, is great. Been loving what's going on with Justice League. Amazing. That's all I can say. It's definitely a good series. So on to Black Order number 3. I will say this is a badass looking cover. I'm going to say it right now. One of the best covers of 2019. Despite the fact this really doesn't happen yet. That's going to happen next issue. But yeah, it's going to happen next issue. But I will say definitely a good looking cover. So the Black Order is helping the rebellion against Emperor Anakin, and we follow the narration of Black Dwarf this time. I assume it's going to be like this. The narration follows a different member of the Black Order, so they get told what the Bow of Gabriel does. It locks onto a target, or Emperor Anakin's been using it to fire it into different places, and it corrupts the populace, turning them into kind of slaves. The planet's minerals, now transformed, will be mined, providing his empire with an astonishingly potent power source. The strongest members of the population will be warped into dark, sadistic versions of themselves, programmed with undying loyalty to Anakin. Those who do not meet this criteria become monstrosities that don't last long. So they become monsters. So they become forces for Anakin, or they become monsters that slaughter each other. And while this is happening, Nova is facing off against Godzilla, as he calls it, before he's called away. Something happens to him and he's called away. And going back to the Black Order, they're able to hold off some assassins sent off by Anakin, and they kill Scythe in secret, because they have no real loyalties to anyone there. They're just there for themselves. They actually want the Bow of Gabriel. So I'll leave it there, and they are met by a certain Nova at the end, which will lead into the actual fight in the next issue. Definitely another good issue. I've definitely been liking this art. This is a great mini-series. Do not sleep on this. If this was an ongoing, I'd definitely be continuing to read this. Derek Langley and Philip Tan and the team are doing great work with the Black Order. Haven't picked it up already, pick it up. So on to Uncanny X-Men number 9, the penultimate issue to this 10-story arc. Oh boy. So Jesus has possessed Legion, and he tries to create an army for himself out of Multiple Man. Turns out the Multiple Man that's there is actually a duplicate. The real one pussied out and just left a copy with the others. So in his cowardice, he prevented X-Man from creating more soldiers for himself. So now it's an all-out fight between the Horsemen and the X-Men. More of the X-Men, as Jean does, calls for their help, and all of this just leads to the final fight between the X-Men and between X-Man. And I almost forgot, this is just random storyline about a mutant vaccine that has nothing to do with this story. Why is this here? Cut it out. This really has nothing to do with the story. It's hardly touched upon. Nothing to do with this overall plot. Same with that Bishop thing. that Bishop thing has hardly been touched upon either. It's like, while it's mainly it's not actually, this just wasn't a bad issue. This still, it has pointless storylines that don't connect or touch on to the main story of X-Men trying to turn Earth into a new heaven for himself and for his select few. So, geez, one more issue. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it finishes. Now that all of the X-Men are here, everyone is shown in the final page. All of the X-Men are here to fight X-Men. So, we'll see how it goes. That's all for all of these. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.